This is an unfortunate update video to have to make, but it's important everyone knows what's going on. Over 6 months ago now, some developing pain in both my wrists had officially gotten bad enough for me to have to stop animating almost entirely. I've been seeing doctors, testing, doing physical therapy, and 6 months in, the improvement is somewhat decent. Enough to live normally, but the pain is overall still very present every day. Especially when I try to draw or use a mouse, which is what caused this in the first place. Years and years of non-stop drawing and computer use. I've been told real improvement could take 6 more months or longer, not to mention this kind of injury, while I should be able to get mostly back to normal, is likely to be a recurring issue forever, so I've been told. To say this has all been physically and mentally challenging would be accurate. I'll re-emphasize there has been decent improvement since the start, and I can do some art, currently just a couple days a week if I'm lucky. So it's not the end of the world, but it is the end of some things. This might be obvious, but the wrist pain is going to drastically affect the channel. Being unable to do nearly as much as I'm used to, uploads might get slower, projects might be simplified. In all honesty, I'm not entirely sure where we're headed or what's best. The most I can tell you now is the state of existing projects and how those have changed. Let's go through them. The big one is Sheriff Hayseed. The new animation is not going to be finished, and any further animated Hayseed plans have been scrapped as well. 6 months ago, I already knew the art style I had decided on was too high budget to maintain, and when I became unable to carry a lot of that workload, it basically just became impossible to finish. Which isn't even to mention the variety of creative difficulties Sheriff Hayseed gives me that makes it generally unfulfilling, as much as I tried. This isn't all to say we have nothing to show, however. What we do have coming out next week is a minute-long, fully finished and voiced style test, and a week after that, the full unfinished storyboard, with sound work along with production art added at the end. I hope that'll do. As for other project updates, Suction Cup Man 5 is still planned, the script is almost done, and I'm intent on not changing the idea, which is quite big. Might be the biggest on the channel, in fact. How we'll accomplish it is what's uncertain, whether we just wait till I'm well enough to work on it, or crowdfund a team effort, or both. I'm not sure yet. Mike and Zach, on the other hand, is essentially finished for now. Couple the wrist pain with how the series never made too much in the first place, and it's not really feasible to try and make it right now, though I'd love to resume it when I can. As for what's left, the Halo 2 parody I mentioned is dead. Here's some art we did. The Minecraft Here in the Village video is still planned and underway somewhat, and that's it for the existing projects. And that's also about it for the update. I wish I had a lighter note to leave this on, but the truth is, it's complicated right now. I have ideas, I'm gonna try stuff. I've thought a lot about this, and there's nothing I'd rather be doing than this. Animation, silly characters, but the wrist pain that could potentially be somewhat permanent requires that I rethink how I've done everything forever. And I'm gonna need a lot of time to deal with that. What I'll leave you with is this. The new 5 AM at Freddy's, which I both enjoyed working on and seemed to be enjoyed by everyone else, was animated entirely by Crown Prince, and that was only possible thanks to the supporters on Patreon. The Patreon has always been exclusively for funding videos, and at this time it's more helpful than ever. It pays for art, animation, voiceover, and whatever else. Any future videos, whatever they end up being, are made possible through your support. Always have been, and especially now. In conclusion, the wrist pain is nothing to seriously worry about. It's just not gonna have a quick fix, and I'll probably never work at the same speed I used to, which as far as I've heard is a fairly normal thing that comes with age. But I have no intention to stop creating for as long as I can, and I mean that. And again, the Patreon does make that a lot easier. But I do know how things are right now. I don't want anyone to feel obligated. Always, always put your financial needs before stupid, silly content creators like myself. With that, I'll see you later. Hopefully not in too long.